Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Legend, and I'm back with another video. You already know what this is just by looking at the thumbnail, looking at the title. For all the old subscribers, I'm sorry that you guys gotta watch this again, but hey, you guys really enjoyed this. For all the new subscribers, this gonna be a new series for you. What if Naruto grew up merciless? This is a remake. The original, that's obviously taken down due to my channels being taken down. The remake was taken down too, but I'm just gonna post the remake. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. But without further ado, let's get into this intro so we can start this what if. We start this episode off with two figures walking toward Konoha. One with blonde hair that came down to his neck, with the sides long and wrapped in bandages that sat against his face. The other had black hair that was spiky. It kind of looked like the ass of a duck. He also had bandages wrapped around his eyes, and his arm was slung around the blonde as he was being supported for his temporary blindness. Sasuke. The village gates are just up ahead. Do you know who you'll be staying with for your apprenticeship? Sasuke nodded. I'll be staying with Yujiro Uzuki. She was trained by former Abu Black Ops member Kakashi Hatake. She then joined our program at the age of 14 and took an apprenticeship under Genma, third best jonin in the village. And 8 years after, she was now had enough skill and experience to do things solo. Naruto chuckled. I thought they would put you with Kakashi, since he also has a Sharingan. Sasuke shook his head. It would not make sense. I already have the Mangekyou Sharingan, and I'm already well experienced with the Sharingan. There is nothing that he would be able to teach me about my dojutsu. Now, do you know where you'll be staying for your apprenticeship, Naruto? Naruto's face faltered, as his eyes became slitted and red. Anko Mitarashi. Sixth best jonin in the village, trained by Orochimaru, the man I hate the most, the man I loathe, the man I would rip apart limb from limb. Anko then joined our program at the age of 14. Her apprenticeship was unknown, and 5 years later, she had enough experience to be on her own. Sasuke sighed. Naruto had a burning hatred for Orochimaru and anything that involved him. He always got angry at the mention of him. The two of them finally walked through the gates and were punched in. Naruto escorted Sasuke to his joint residency and then went on his way to Anko's house. Upon arrival, Naruto had to suppress a lot of killing intent at the sight of Anko. It wasn't even her fault. It was just the fact that she was trained by the snake and she smelled like him a little bit. The only good thing that Naruto saw about Anko was that she made good eye candy, but Naruto never even finished that part of his training. He only knew very small amounts from the Icha books and actually observing the female body, but he never really knew what he was looking at. According to the books Naruto read, Anko had a nice round but firm looking ass, not too big but rather the perfect size and shape, along with the chest size of 82 centimeters and the bra size of 32C. Naruto then blinked. Those books were teaching him things that were not important in his shinobi career. Anko also had some not so nice thoughts when she looked at the 16-year-old in front of her. He stood at 6 feet even, broad shoulders, a seemingly firm chest. She also wondered how much he was packing under the pants. Naruto simply walked past her as he walked down the hallway and into a room as he unsealed all his clothes into the dresser that was in the room. The next day with Sasuke, he finally removed the bandages from his eyes and was now on his own 2 feet. Overuse of the Mangekyo Sharingan put a real strain on the eyes, especially when helping Naruto master the Nine-Tailed Chakra. Flashback 3 days ago. Sasuke, you know what to do. If I go out of control, use everything in your power to stop me, even if you have to kill me. Sasuke nodded as Naruto sat down with his legs crossed as three tails immediately sprouted from behind Naruto. At this point, if Naruto went out of control, Sasuke would have to use force to keep him controlled. The seals they had could only seal up to 2 tails worth of chakra. Minutes later, a 4th tail emerged as Naruto's face faltered. His whiskers were now thick and his nails extended to claws, and his fangs were now showing. Naruto quickly got his composure, and soon a 5th tail emerged. Naruto's skin started to burn off as his eyes snapped open. Sasuke grabbed his sword as his Mangekyo Sharingan came to life. Naruto was on all fours as he lunged at Sasuke. Amaterasu. Black flames consumed Naruto as he let out a roar that blew the flames off of him. Naruto lunged at Sasuke again, and he was coming in fast. Sasuke activated his Susanoo ribcage as an arm extended from it and slammed Naruto into the ground. He opened his mouth as a Biju bomb started to form. Sasuke jumped back as the top half of his Susanoo formed as he drew his crossbow. Naruto fired off the Biju bomb as Sasuke fired off his arrows. As there was a massive boom, Sasuke deactivated his Susanoo as he cast Amaterasu on his sword and vanished and appeared behind Naruto as he drove it through Naruto, pinning him to the ground. Sasuke then looked into Naruto's eyes with his Mangekyo Sharingan as it started to spin. He was now in Naruto's mind as he saw Naruto standing with a thick layer of yokai surrounding him. Amaterasu. Sasuke burned all of the yokai away as he vanished from the mindscape and fell to his knees. Both of his eyes bled profusely. End the flashback. Sasuke walked out of his room to see Ujiyo fully dressed, with her blade strapped to her back. Training grounds, 15 minutes flat, was all she said as she vanished in a fire Shinshin. Meanwhile, Naruto was sitting on his bed as he was wrapping his lower portion of his black shinobi pants with shinobi tape as he slipped his black shinobi sandals on. He then put on a gray fishnet shirt, then put on a long sleeve black shirt with red tomos running down the back of the shirt. Anko then burst into the room as she ordered Naruto to get to the training grounds. Naruto slowly turned his head as he looked at her with red slitted eyes. Next time, you may want to knock, unless she wants to be pinned to the wall with kunai at your throat. Never burst into the room of an active ninja without making your presence known. Anko smirked as a clone of herself rose from the ground behind Naruto. The clone then tossed the kunai at him, but at the last second he flared his chakra, redirecting the kunai as it sliced his cheek. The clone then wrapped its arms around Naruto from behind. That was an interesting trick. Not many people would think to do something like that. What other tricks are you willing to show me? The clone then licked the blood from his cheek. Naruto then grabbed the clone's wrist and made a 90-degree turn as he placed his fingers at the clone's chest. Pointed wind. A wind blade erupted from Naruto's fingers as it tore through the clone. He then turned to the real Anko and pointed 2 fingers at her, as another wind blade came from his fingers as Anko quickly tilted her head with wide eyes. It came out so fast. It's only because I felt the buildup of chakra that I was able to dodge. You got lucky. I wanted you to dodge that. That pathetic excuse of a Sanin did well in your training. Now leave. I'll be there shortly. Meanwhile, Sasuke was in the training grounds as he slid back. He stabbed his sword into the ground to stop his backward momentum as he went through hand signs. Fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu. Ujiyo dodged the attack with ease as she turned and blocked the downward slash from Sasuke. She then flicked a kunai from her sleeve and caught it as she parried Sasuke's blade and dropped down to drive a kunai into his knee, but Sasuke jumped away. Ujiyo was upon him in an instant as she had her sword ready, but then froze as she locked eyes with Sasuke. Another Ujiyo then flashed behind Sasuke, ready to rip her blade through his chest. But Sasuke turned his head with a smirk as he looked at her. Chidori stream. Ujiyo let out an ear-piercing scream as her body was being shocked. It felt as though every nerve in her body was being torn in half and then forcefully mended back together. She then collapsed to her knees, panting as Sasuke walked over to her and offered a hand. She took the hand and smirked at Sasuke. As she smirked at Sasuke, she then exploded. Sasuke jumped back with singed marks all over his arms as he felt the kunai to his neck. Yield. Even if you had any more tricks up your sleeve, I would feel the buildup of chakra before you could do anything. One quick jab and your windpipe is rendered useless. Sasuke sighed as he was forced into submission. Yujiro removed the kunai from his neck. Special Jonin Sasuke Uchiha, I'm glad to be working alongside you as your personal sensei. You may have beaten me if there were no restrictions, but I respect you and your ability nonetheless. Sasuke said as he started to walk away. They both then heard clapping as Anko jumped down from a tree. That was the hottest fight I've ever seen. I mean, damn, I hope my apprentice has skills as good as yours. Anko then licked her lips as Yujiro looked to her left to see Naruto up in the tree. His eyes flashed red for a second before going back to blue as he looked at Anko. Naruto jumped down from the tree and walked forward. Meanwhile, Danzo was in the Hokage Tower as he looked through his crystal ball with a smile on his face. His favorite pupil was about to show all the fruits of his training. Report, said Anko. Naruto started to speak. Special Jonin Naruto Uzumaki, personally trained by the 5th Hokage Danzo Shimura from the age of 5 to 12, aced the academy getting a jam, skipped the rank of Chunin and was promoted to Special Jonin during the last Chunin exams with the sand. And Naruto's eyes became slitted in red. My goal is to kill Orochimaru and everything that is remotely involved with him for what he did. Naruto took a deep breath as he calmed himself. Anko unknowingly took a few steps back out of reflex. Anko smiled. Well, shall we begin? Naruto took a step forward before he blurred away. Anko smirked as she turned and blocked a kunai from Naruto. You're fast, but not fast enough. Anko went to sweep his legs, but Naruto blocked her leg with the knee. He then tilted his head as a kunai threatened to take his eye. Anko flipped away, but Naruto was upon her in a second as he came at her with the upward slash. Anko barely dodged as her trench coat and shirt were sliced open, revealing her slim body and nice chest covered by a black bra. But this didn't faze Naruto in the slightest. If you wanted me that badly, you could have just asked instead of ripping off my clothes. Naruto said nothing, and to Anko's surprise, the Naruto in front of her poofed away as she went wide-eyed. She quickly turned as a heavy fist slammed into her face as she slid back. That might leave a bruise. Meanwhile, Danzo looked through the crystal ball intently, wanting to see what Naruto's next move would be. Yes, he was strong, but Anko herself was trained by some of the most gifted shinobi. She may not have as large of chakra reserves as Naruto, but she made up for it with the many years of experience. Meanwhile, Anko went through hand signs, wind style, great breach. Naruto rose an eyebrow. It's foolish to challenge me in my own elemental affinity. Wind style, vacuum blast bullets. Danzo had a smile on his face. That was one of his own jutsu that he had taught Naruto after finding out his elemental affinity. Naruto's jutsu completely tore through Anko's jutsu, as she then formed an earth wall. She then had to duck as she heard the words pointed wind as the earth wall was sliced to pieces. Anko then ran at Naruto with a smirk on her face. Naruto pulled the kunai, but to his shock, Anko disappeared and the kunai was at the position where Anko once was. Naruto, finally realizing what happened, turned around only to have a kunai held to his throat. Yield. Naruto just looked at her as a clone of himself faded into existence behind her. Anko smirked as she exploded into fire, taking the wind clone of Naruto with her as the original jumped back. Naruto went through hand signs, but was unable to finish as he was wrapped up by snakes. I've never seen someone perform a wind clone, but my ash clone is a direct counter for that since I can tell no physical attacks can disperse it. Naruto let out a sigh. He felt ashamed, humiliated. This snake bitch completely made a fool of him. He knew that in an all-out fight, he could beat her. He had more power in his strikes and jutsus but it bothered him that he was handled like a mere child. She even found a counter to his wind clone after only seeing it once. Even Sasuke didn't have a counter to the wind clone, so he always just found ways to fight around the clone. Naruto began to walk away. He was going to walk around the village and clear his head. Now, as he walked, he got looks of respect and admiration from the villagers, but this made him shake his head. Before the Chunin exams, everyone looked at him with hateful glares, but after seeing the lengths he went through to protect the village from the sand and sound forces, all the looks changed. Flashback. Naruto and Sasuke stood side by side as they looked at Gaara. Sand then shot towards them, but it only phased through them. Gaara then broke the genjutsu as Naruto came down with the wind enhanced kunai. He was then grabbed by sand, but Naruto smirked as his body exploded into lightning. Both Naruto and Sasuke came at Gaara from opposite sides, intending on finishing this, but Gaara let out a primal scream as the full Shikaku emerged. Possum mode! Naruto looked up at the massive figure as it brung down its hand. Naruto pushed Sasuke out of the way. As Naruto took the full force, Sasuke went wide-eyed. His closest friend, the one who was there for him, his partner, took that attack for him, and now he was possibly dead. Sasuke's eyes then started to morph as he activated the Mangekyo Sharingan for the first time. Sasuke then let out a primal scream as a purple aura came around him and the top half of his body and the Susanoo formed. Shikaku's hand then exploded as Naruto emerged with two tails swishing behind him. Out of instinct, Naruto ran at Sasuke and jumped into his Susanoo as he gained a red glow as the two began to fight against Gaara. In the flashback, Naruto walked into the Hokage Tower as he knocked on the door of the office. "You may enter." Naruto walked into the room. "I'm back from my training trip, Danzo Gigi." Danzo smiled. "I already knew that, my boy. And you did quite well in your fight against your mentor. Same with Sasuke. And the use of the technique that I taught you was strategically smart." Naruto grit his teeth. "Sorry to go against your words, sir, but I was pathetic. I was beaten so easily. She made a complete fool of me." Danzo stood and walked towards Naruto as he rolled up his sleeve to reveal a lot of cut marks. Danzo pulled a kunai and slit Naruto's wrist, causing a deep gash to form as Naruto showed no reaction to the pain. "Listen, my boy. From the time you left to now, you have shown immense growth. In only one day, you will not be able to see the growth because you see your ability on a daily basis. However, Anko is very skilled as well. She is known as the 6th best Jonin in the village. But with her training from the 2 people who trained her, she is actually tied at 3rd best Jonin. You will find out who her other teacher is when she's ready. I put the 2 of you together so the 2 of you would have each other. You both shared a similar fate. So I wanted the 2 of you to look towards each other for comfort, for morale boost, for help. You are my favorite student, Naruto. Always remember that." Naruto nodded as he turned and walked away. As Naruto walked out of the tower, a girl with rather large knockers and violet eyes ran up to him as he stopped. She was poking her fingers together. She greeted him and he greeted her back in a stoic manner. Through her nervousness and stuttering, Hinata finally told Naruto how she felt about him.
Naruto, for a long time now, since we were smaller, I really liked you a lot, and I thought you were really amazing."
She wasn't able to finish her sentence as Naruto cut her off. "I'm not surprised. Ever since everyone saw me and Sasuke take down a village threat, nobody glares at me with malice. Everyone seems to like me. You're just the first to admit it. And Hanabi, you need to conceal your chakra better." Naruto turned and walked away as Hinata started to talk.
Well, wait, but that's not how I meant it.
Hinata felt defeated. It was like talking to an android. He didn't even know what she meant when she said that she liked him. She started to go and confess her feelings, and he just turned his back and walked away. But she couldn't fully blame him. He didn't grow up like a normal person. He was brutalized by civilians at a young age. And then he disappeared one day, and many years later, she saw him again in the academy. And he was far from the same person. Hanabi then walked up to Hinata. She was a year younger, but she had more spine. "I told you, Hinata, it wouldn't go well. You don't even catch his interest in the slightest." Hinata turned to her with a glare. "And how would you know that?" Hanabi sighed as she started to explain. "Naruto has zero experience with the opposite sex in a romantic manner, at least. He's never been with a woman. He hasn't even been raised like a normal person. He doesn't even know what it feels like to be in love or like someone. He doesn't even know what it feels like to lust over someone." Hanabi's face then started to turn pink at her next sentence. "I doubt he's even masturbated before." Hinata's face turned bright red at the thought as she became hard for her to breathe. "But even so, I have a better chance of getting with him than you do," said Hanabi. "Unlike you, I don't have to talk to him so he can acknowledge me. He's seen me fight before, and I caught his interest because when I fight, I can actually put on a show for him to enjoy. He may be stronger than me, but he still takes a note or two whenever he does see me fight. But he has yet to see you fight, so he thinks you're weak and spineless. Being brutally honest, I have a better chance with him than you do." Hinata looked at Hanabi with an annoyed look on her face. "Hanabi, you're only 15. "Hinata, it's only a 1 year difference in age. And the only reason why I don't pursue him is because you are obsessed with him. If it weren't for that, I'd pursue him. He may not understand some feelings, but he's still a male." With Naruto, he was walking down the streets of Konoha. As he stopped by a bookstore and looked through the window, he saw a row of books in order of series. Volume 1, Icha Icha, Makeout Tactics. Volume 2, Icha Icha, Heavenly Touch. Volume 3, Icha Icha, Fiery Cougar. Icha Icha. Volume 4, Sexy MILF Edition. Volume 5, Icha Icha, Lustful Konoichi. Naruto walked into the store and purchased every single copy. He walked out with a black bag as he walked to his shared residence with Anko. But guys, I'm going to end it off right there. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.